Hi, I'm Danny,
I'm Julian.
and we are doing our presentation on how to make fry bread. And while he's cooking, I will also explain some fun facts about bow drilling that I utilized when I was backpacking in Utah.
Yeah.
You're gonna start with 2 cups of flour. Next, you're gonna mix in a tablespoon of baking powder. Next, you're gonna add a pinch of salt.
And then you're gonna stir all the ingredients together.
Next, you're gonna pour in 2/3 cup of milk.
If candy.
And next, you're gonna mix it.
Until it's consistent.
Until the consistency is a dough-like texture. Until it's consistent. Okay, I can't have it going on. You're gonna keep on mixing until the consistency looks something like this and it just falls off the spoon. Next, Julian is gonna knead the dough and mix it all together. Did you wash your hands before? And while the oil is cooking, this dough is gonna sit so it can rise a little bit or get to a different consistency. Next, you're gonna pour oil into a saucepan until it's about 1 inch thick. Next, he's gonna drop some of the dough into the burning oil. Wow, you can't even see it, okay.
Cooking this was a learning experience because we figured out that we needed a more open space to cook, or else the house would be filled with smoke.
And so I didn't actually research this part because I already knew about it since I was backpacking in this area, which is very cool. It's just the ancient Pueblans. They were like a tribe in the area of Utah that I was staying in. And there was oftentimes artifacts that you would find on the floor there. We would find like arrowheads, pottery shards, which I think was really interesting. We weren't allowed to pick it up. It was just, we were practicing leave no trace. So when we would see that, we would leave it for other people to find those artifacts too. And I know that there were some caves that you could see, like they had old bricks stacked up, and that was really cool. And there was always just a lot of cool things to look at around that showed you that people used to live there in the way that they used to live and the artifacts that they had. I have personally practiced and honed the skill of bow drilling when I was living in the woods. It is a decently hard skill to learn, and it takes a lot of practice, but if a person is dedicated enough, they can accomplish anything. So the first item that we will need is a bow. This is the bow. I made this myself. It rotates the spindle around and it causes friction. It has a cord connecting from both ends. The second item we need is a spindle. This can be made from any wood. I do not have this since I lost them. I said that before for my kit. This goes around the cord. This is wrapped around the cord from the bow. The third item you will need is a bow. This one I have here is made from juniper root, which is my favorite wood. This is a medium wood. There's soft and hard woods, and medium woods are easier to make a coal on, and that's why I choose to do those ones. There is also elm that I also use, which is a harder wood, and that is a lot harder to bust a coal on. This right here is a top rock. It can be any rock that just has an indent on it. This is where the spindle is gonna go into, and it's gonna go into this hole. The fifth item is nesting. This is essentially stringy bark. You can get this off of a juniper tree found in Utah. So for all our sakes, let's hope that in this scenario, we land in Utah, because otherwise I don't know what I'm gonna do. The last item you need is fines, which is just small pieces of nesting. You can make this by rubbing nesting on a hard, rough surface, and it's just tiny pieces of the nesting. Next, I'm going to teach you how to bust a coal. You're going to make a nest with the nesting. You're going to rotate the nesting in circular motions, and then tie it into a loose knot. And then you're gonna put the fines into the center of it. The fines will be caught first, and that's why it needs to be put in the center. You're gonna take your spindle and wrap it around the bow cord. This needs to be pretty tight. Next, place it on top of the board in one of the holes. Put your top rock on top of the spindle, and then take your arm, grip the bow, and thrust it back and forth. Apply pressure on the rock. This will take a lot of practice, but once you start seeing smoke, keep going for another 10 to 15 seconds. Then take your board in your hand and slowly rock it back and forth to create airflow. If you see it still smoking after 10 seconds and it turns red, then you have a coal. And the next step, I will teach you how to turn that coal into a flame. You're gonna drop your coal into your nest that you made. You're gonna grip it with a glove or something to protect your hand. Then you're gonna lightly blow on it until it burns all the fines, and start blowing harder until you have a flame. And that is how you bow drill. And the next step, I will show you how to reenact it.
So he just took it out right now, and this is what it looks like.
Unfortunately, this is not what we wanted.